Open mindfulness, open awareness. Let's get to our meditation posture. We are sitting upright and relaxed. You can check whether there's an intention in the body, and if so, relax that part. Or make a small adjustment to the posture if necessary. Letting go of the past and the future. There's nothing to do. Nothing to do other than being aware to whatever is going on in the present moment. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, or even thinking. For the sake of this particular practice, we keep the eyes open so that there can be an experience of seeing. We're not trying to stay just with one sense. So if there's a sudden sound happening, like now, we are aware of hearing. Feeling the body sensations. Hearing again. Whatever is predominant, that's what the mind notices. Sometimes the mind will start to think about whatever it has seen or heard. We can be aware of that. We don't have to stop it. We can be aware of thinking. But then, again, we also come back to the other five senses from time to time. The objects are secondary. We are not trying to zoom in any particular sound, even though the mind might find it interesting, maybe to listen to the birds. The sound is not so important itself. It's more awareness that hearing is happening right now. That seeing is happening right now. there can be a sense of presence and alertness just by being aware of whatever is going on. Clarity, sharpness, by being fully present. If the mind keeps thinking and proliferating, you can bring it back to the five senses by asking yourself, other than thinking, what else can I be aware of right now? Oh yeah, there are sounds. Seeing. Feeling the sensations of the wind as it touches the skin. Noticing the cold or heat. Noticing the sensations of the hands as they touch each other or as they rest on the lap or knees. Whatever is predominant, that's what we notice. Allow yourself to enjoy the presence, the feeling of the mind being present in the present moment, alert, clear, and sharp, alive. And then slowly we're coming to an end of this meditation and get back to normal. You can open your eyes again. Well, they should have been already open, but notice it's not the case for everyone. In this case, if they were open, you can close them now as a reward. In fact, just the last 1 week, 1.5 weeks, I was also teaching open mindfulness, open awareness practice at a retreat center with the guided retreat yogis who are coming. Currently, it was quite a large group, 7, 8 yogis just coming for a guided retreat. And it was interesting because in the beginning, for most people, they have the tendency, and we could see that also with the yogis, they come then to the interview after 1 or 2 days, it's a new meditation practice, can see, can hear. They quite like it. And they say, oh, Bhante, yesterday I see it was so good practice. I can see this beautiful sunset in the evening and the sounds of the birds, they're very nice. But then, actually their mind is still going out to the object. They are not yet doing it right. They have not yet tasted the happiness that comes from just being present, but that is not dependent on whether it is a nice sound or not a nice sound. So the mind is still delighting in beautiful sounds, beautiful objects like a sunset. So I encourage them, actually, okay, nice that you see the sunset, but actually the most important thing is you're aware of seeing. Just seeing. The object is not important. Or hearing. Even here in the hall, there might be no special sights, you just look in front of you. It's good enough for seeing to happen, right? It doesn't have to be something exciting. It doesn't have to move even. And then every now and then, when the mind settles and really gets present, you feel a joy, an alertness, a brightness in the mind. That joy is different from seeing a nice sunset. That joy is not dependent on getting your external conditions right. It's independent from what is going on in the world. It just depends that you have your 5 or 6 senses. That's all you need. And once you have experienced that kind of joy, the other joy from having to see a nice sunset, eating the right food, listening to the right music, you become less and less dependent on that. Because you can generate well-being coming from within and not depending always on the external things. And sure enough, after a few days, more days of practice of the yogis at RC, finally one after another, they also reported, oh Bhante, it's amazing how they can be happy without having anything. And nothing in the world has changed, You don't even have your phone, you just meditate. But the inner world can change so much, dependent on what you do with the mind. So it's also a great power that we have in our hands. Because the outer world is so difficult to control, isn't it? You want to always see nice things, hear nice things, people always treat you kindly. Good luck. If my happiness depends on that, then happiness will be only very rare in some moments, but also dependent all the time on the environment. It's almost we are slaves to our environment, slaves to the senses, to our desires. But just imagine you could be happy without having to have the right food, the right drinks, the right people, perfect health, perfect youth. These are all bonuses. Okay, there's nothing bad about them, but they're not necessary. Just imagine being able to be happy without depending on those things. How light life could be. This is what we can do just by cultivating the mind. Open mindfulness is one of the practices that supports that.